Oh, Leslie Headland's out there trying to do whatever she can to get people to come back and watch The Acolyte. It's funny because they need people to go and watch it because the ratings aren't very good. So they're out there saying, yeah, it's inspired by Cowboy Bebop. You know that cool anime? Yeah, you're getting the same thing with The Acolytes. No. Oh, yeah, Cowboy Bebop, that's in space, and they ride around in spaceships. It's the same thing. Sure thing, Leslie. And then there is this one. So, I already did a video on this, but I want to bring it back up for a second to point out that it comes off as begging and that she really wants you to go watch it. Don't pay attention to those critic scores. Don't listen to those. They're just a bunch of istophobes. Come watch the show. Tell your friends to watch it. Have watch parties. Make posts online. That's what people are watching. Will the show get a second season? I don't know. I hope it does. I hope it does. Making fun of this show is the most fun I've had in Star Wars in years. Because none of the content's been good. The only thing I did like that first Jedi Survivor game, not the sequel I did not like. The first one out though I liked, and then Rogue One I liked. Outside of that, ever since Disney Star Wars has come on, it's kind of just been a drag. First season of The Mandalorian was fun. The second season was kind of fun too. The third season, though, was the death nail. That third season just went off the rails with Boba Fett. It almost feels like there was some good intentions there, and then they came and squashed them. Whoa! Listen, we're doing a good job here, Dave Favreau. We've almost ran off all of those old fans. What the hell are you doing? And then they bring in Lizzo to play a Star Wars character. It's like, well, there goes that good faith. Out the window. So, will it get a season 2? I could see them doing it. I really do, despite the low ratings. And this show's ratings were shit. They're bad. Least watched show yet. But hey, people are shipping the characters and making porn out of them. So, that's a win for Disney, which is the audience they want, by the way. Hell, she even talks about it. Let's come back to this one. She even talks about the shipping. Acolyte showrunner Leslie Headland explains why she views the Sith villain as an avatar for herself. Write what you know. That's what Leslie Headland goes by. This whole show was a story about her and her sister and how they had a falling out. And the way that Saul gets killed at the end, it's almost like she's killing Harvey Weinstein because she's his former personal assistant, in case you don't know. How many people did she feed that monster? I would love to know the answer to that question. Why isn't Hollywood media asking that question? I don't know, but I'd love to know the answer to that one, though they'll never talk about it. Here's what she had to say. Let's take a look at this. She talks about shipping the characters, too, which I thought was funny, because that's what this show is all about. It's all about shipping. And they got it, too. That shipping audience is all over this piece of shit. In an interview with Collider's Maggie Lovett, following the show's 6th episode, Headland revealed that she sees Jacinto's Sith villain as an avatar of herself. Headland was asked by Lovett, aside from the obvious allusions to other ships, are there any other enemies to Oliver's dynamics that informed the decisions you were making as you were playing with these two characters? By the way, when she says ships here, she's not talking about the Millennium Falcon. She's talking about characters banging. She answered, there are so many, but I'm going to say no because I was really working from muscle memory. I didn't want it to quote something else. I wanted to just click into the kind of stuff that I wrote when I was in high school. I love these characters. Nobody wants to ship these characters more than I do. I love them so much. I love The Stranger. There's always a chance that's an avatar for me that I really, really love in Russian Doll. It was Charlie's character, Alan. She then goes on to talk about how he's a badass, blah, blah, blah. But this one's really interesting. So, as Saul was dying, Saul was dying, he was actually being sexist to Osha. I'm not kidding. This comes from another interview because she's out giving them left and right. So I think this one was with, this was with Collider because she did one with Entertainment Weekly as well. But I'm not kidding. Him dying right here is sexist. Hold on. Listen to this. Leslie Headland, the showrunner of The Acolyte, explained that Osha killed Saul because of benign sexism in the final episode of the show. In the final episode, Saul confirms to May and Khmer, that's the Sith guy, I think, right? I watch the show, but all the characters' names, because they're so empty, it's hard to remember all of them. Pretty sure that because he was the only one there, so that's the Stranger. Another dumb name, him and his Joker helmet. Osha overhears the conversation and then confronts him. However, Saul makes it clear that what he did was right, it was the right thing to do, and that he did not inform the Jedi because he was trying to protect Osha, and she would have been sent away because she was too old to train and would have never been allowed to become a Jedi. He goes on to tell her that he did everything because he loved her. However, the word love is cut off, and Osha begins to use the Force to choke him. And as he's being choked, Saul then tells her it's okay. Osha then kills him. So that's the sexist part, that it's okay. It's okay to kill me, Osha. And that is apparently sexism. In an interview with Collider, Maggie Lovett asked Headland, what's so interesting about that moment where Osha kills Saul is how much is conveyed even when he's choking on his words. Also, and while this was my impression of it, my first thought was he doesn't even give her the agency to make this choice herself because he's accepting his fate. It just adds so much more insult to injury. You can't even let her get a satisfactory kill because you're like, it's okay, it's so good. Headland responded, we also knew that it was going to be the betrayal of the father, and I knew we had to juxtapose Luke's forgiveness and Vader's redemption. We're like, this is a story about the Sith, and that's not going to happen. She then affirmed the comment that she made. You're absolutely right. There's this thing that's called benign sexism, and part of it is this parental protectionism. It seems like this good thing, but like you said, there's this. I have to protect you from everything. I have to make sure you're okay. I have to tell you what track to get on, and then once you're on track, I need to support you. So she confirms it. So it's sexism. This is hilarious to me. It is, because this show is a disaster. I still would like to know who this show is for outside of this weird shipping audience that I think it's undeniable at this point that that's like the main audience that they want. I have to ask why, again, because do they buy anything? It seems like the only thing that they want to do with the material is fan fiction. And you already had a group of people that love fan fiction. I mean, look at Star Wars Theory. He makes fan fiction all the time, and it's actually quite good. But, that's like the higher level of production, but there were always people writing stories. I really don't get how this is a trade-up, to be honest. Is there some kind of data that shows that they're more dedicated than the fans that were already passing this stuff on to their children and their children's children? I really don't quite get this move. It's the stupidest business decision I've ever seen because it just hasn't paid off. They've admitted it hasn't been paid off. Other outlets like Forbes have broken down how this has done nothing but lose money, but they just keep quadrupling down on it. That's why I say, like, a lot of this shit, when people say it seems like they're running off the old audience, it does feel like it feels intentional. Like they want people to stop loving the franchise. They want people to have apathy. I don't get it. It doesn't create a fan base. Outside of me and other people that are just watching this to make fun of it, no one's tuning in. I mean, I've shown these charts. I've shown the Nielsen data. Nobody's tuning into this show. It's wild to watch this. It really is. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.